Hi there, Janet Fritz here for Galaxy Girl Creations. Welcome to my channel. Welcome to another day of Chrissy's Beautiful Life, 30 days of sketches. Today's sketch is from Jennifer Gagne, and she can be found at Kaezmum, Kaezmum, over on Instagram and on YouTube. So I started out with some red Dylusions ink spray. I'm using, I believe it's Postbox Red, and I'm just using a little bit of water and I'm spreading it around on this paper. This is just close to my heart daisy paper. It's nothing extraordinary. I mean, it's good paper, but it's not like it's a mixed media paper or intended for mixed media, but it does work well. And since I'm not doing a whole bunch of mixing or anything, I think it's going to be fine. So I'm just creating this square around it in the sketch. You can see there's some mixed media behind the 4 photos in the middle. And I thought this sketch was perfect because I have 4 photos. So I might as well go ahead and go with it, right? So I'm adding a little bit of splatter in red. And I know a lot of people don't like to do red mixed media or splatter like that because it does kind of look like a crime scene, but when everything gets said and done, I think it looks fine. The yellow that I'm using here is some Dylusions Shimmer spray in Pure Sunshine, I believe. And then I'm using some polished jade shimmer spray from Dylusions as well. And I think I'm going to use a little bit of Calypso jade as well, just to give one's a little more blue and one's a little bit more green. In the photo there's a little bit of that teal color, and there's a little bit of the blue, and then she is sitting in a little red car, and I know you can't see her face or anything, but her facial expressions are really what I'm trying to capture on here. And these were some photos that her mom wanted me to go ahead and scrapbook. In the photo, she is actually pooping. So I know that's really gross, but the look on her face when she was little and still in diapers was absolutely hilarious. And in one face, the last face, she is grinning super big, and in the second to last one, she is making a stinky face, like she smells something really bad. So that is really what I'm capturing, is her emotions about the thing, about it, and her reaction, not the fact that she's actually going to the bathroom. So anyway, hopefully that doesn't offend anyone, but it is kind of funny the way that we look at it. So it is what it is. So adding a little bit more of this polished jade. I think I started with the Calypso teal, and then I went with the polished jade after that. And now in the sketch, she does have some torn edges with some paper peeking out from behind it. It's either that or the paper could be layered on top. I'm going to do mine from behind. I'm not sure which how it is exactly in the sketch, but it kind of indicates that. And so I'm going to use more of this teal paper. This is the same paper I used in May I Scrap Lift You, one of the last at the end of May. It is an older paper from Echo Park, and it is from My Little Girl, which I think is a mini collection of some sort. And so I'm going to go ahead and use that. The other side has like horses on it or something, but this teal worked perfectly because it does match some of the other stuff in the photograph in the background, and it picks up on the red and the teal together. And hopefully it doesn't look too Christmassy. I didn't feel like it looked Christmassy when I was doing it. In fact, I didn't even realize I'm kind of doing a little bit of a green and red until I was well into gluing everything down and went, oh, huh. Well, it doesn't really look too Christmassy to me, so let's just keep going. Now I'm using some ink to go all the way around the outside. I'm not even sure which ink pad I'm using there. So I believe it's probably BlackJack, which is a gray color. And I will put the links to all of these products down below so you can easily find them. And if you are interested in purchasing them, you can go ahead and use one of those links if that's something you want to do. And those are affiliate links, so I do get a little bit of a kickback if you do use them, so thank you for that if you choose to use them. I went over to my silhouette and I cut out this title, Little Stinker. I backed it on some white so it would pop really well. It doesn't really pop so great on the photos if in just the black, but with the white around it, it really does pop. Now, I also wanted to put some numbers on these photos because they are taken sequentially. So I am going to add some numbers, and I used the same font and cut them the same way on my silhouette. And so you're going to see that here in just a few moments. My apologies, you guys. I'm super tired and I keep trying not to yawn. So here we go. I've got my numbers. I did cut them originally a little bit smaller, but I really wanted them bigger and more bold so that they had way more impact. And so I went with a larger size, and I'm going to just glue them together, the white on top or the black on top of the white. There's no added dimension or anything with these. A lot of times I do add a lot of dimension to my layouts, but this one I just didn't I didn't have things that I felt needed to go on it with a lot of dimension for whatever reason. I considered using a stencil in the background as well, but I decided to quickly put that aside and decided I didn't need that. I will end up using a cut file from Some Assemblage Required from MK's shop, and I'm just using the gears cut file, and mostly because I just didn't have any gears cut out already, and so I thought that they would work well. She's sitting inside of a car, and so I thought, it's a nod to the car. It is a play car, not a real car, obviously, and just also that kind of a nod to her brain is working, and she is just making faces and thinking about things, and all of those things that these little kids come up with. They really are entertaining in the things that they say and do. And that is one thing I do love about working with little kids, is that you just never know what you're in for. And a lot of times it's really quite entertaining and funny. So I just sprayed those with some polished jade. I started out with a regular ink spray, and then I went with the sparkle or the shimmer spray right over the top of it. And I probably could have just used the shimmer spray, but I didn't really think I wanted the shimmer at first, but I decided to go ahead and add it just to give it a little bit of something extra. So they are shimmery, and I do like the way that they come out. I am going to tuck them in here and just put them up off to the side and go with a little bit of a diagonal feel here. And I think on the sketch, Jen has a little bit of a diagonal feel going on with some of those embellishments as well. So I thought that kind of represented that well also. I did cut the one in half and split it rather than trying to tuck it under or just wasting half of it. And then the oddball that is over to the side is just going to stay over to the side. And there is another one that I didn't spray underneath the cap of my glue bottle there. And I'm going to save those for another day. So they will just go in my stash and be used on a different layout. I'm just using some liquid glue. Again, I'm not popping anything up. I'm not adding any added dimension or anything. I'm keeping this one really simple. And I really do like the way that it comes out, even in its simplicity. And then I did go through my bin of red ephemera. In case you're not aware, I have color bins, any ephemera or stickers once my packs are getting kind of used up or low, or I run out of all of the paper that goes with a particular collection and all I have left is, a few embellishments. I will cut them apart and stick them into my color bins. And then I can, when I'm doing a layout like this, I can just refer back to the color bin and pull out what I think I want to use. So I really went pretty simple on this. I just end up pulling out this label I use up in the upper right hand corner. I was going to pull out this circular piece that's down by the number 3 there that says as if, but I don't know. It wasn't working for me. I also pulled out some black and white labels to play on the black and white title that I've got going on and the black and white numbers. So I wanted one black and white in each area just to kind of pull that in somewhere else. Now I did go with different shapes. One is circular with a scallop or pinked. I'm not sure which. And then the other is adding some red. Now the little banner piece at the bottom there says real life, and so I definitely wanted to use that because this is definitely real life during this age that she was. And then I pulled out a little enamel heart sticker. It's like a heart emoji, and I thought that worked well also, just to kind of play on the playfulness of that's the fact that she's in a little car and she was playing, and this is just part of daily life for her. And that is it, you guys. Don't forget to check out the playlist down below and check out all of the videos that have been released to date for 30 Days of Sketches. Don't forget to give Jen a little love over on her channel and on her Instagram. And thank you so much for spending time with me today, you guys. I really appreciate it, and I hope that you have a wonderful rest of your day. I'll be back tomorrow with another video, and I'll see you then. Bye-bye.